Are you stuck in a fast food line behind a sweet and sour, condiment packed, picky, complaining customer? There is a less stressful way to get a bite to eat without going to Burger King, McDonald's, or In-N-Out the emergency room burger. Decide to skip the line, and you skip the clogged arteries. Realistically, we pass grocery stores on the way home each day, so why not stop in and pick up a couple of items for dinner? You'll save your money and your health as a consequence. This is The Man's Kitchen. Hello, and welcome to The Man's Kitchen. Today we're going to be doing pork shoulder blades, and we're going to be doing some yellow baby potatoes. We're going to do those in the oven. We're going to bake them, and always in The Man's Kitchen, I always try to give you guys something that's easy to do. But when people come over, they think, wow, you did a lot to put this together, right? Let's get at it. So the first thing we want to do, to make this super easy, not like a lot of shows where you see we have to go through all of the ingredients. Today we're going to do something simple. The McCormick company, as well as other companies, make what's called a bake-in bag. So what we're going to do is we're going to put that pork shoulder lean cut there in the bag with the potatoes and a few seasonings. We're going to bake it. We're going to bake it for about 2.5 hours. So you can leave this thing and walk away. So when you get that McCormick bag, it comes in with the bacon bag inside, as well as the seasoning. So its seasoning was already in that bag. You just use a knife and cut it at the top, and you pour it out. So in this container right here is that seasoning, already pre-measured. And on the side there, I have about a tablespoon of sea salt, a little bit less. Okay, so we're going to use these ingredients today. We're going to have the tablespoon of sea salt. We're going to have the McCormick bag to go ahead and get those juices stewing with it. We're going to use about 1/2 cup of vegetable oil, or you could use olive oil, because we're going to coat the potatoes and the meat. Even though they're in the bag, we don't want it to dry out. To that, we're going to add about 1/2 cup of orange juice. A little bit of tang there. And finally, about a little bit over 1/2 cup of barbecue sauce, your favorite barbecue sauce. Be a little bit hot if you want to. All those things in combination with the lean pork and the baby yellow, it's going to be great. All right, let's get to it. Now, so the first thing I want to do, I have a mixing bowl there. But we want to take the pan we're going to use, and you can use, this is an oven pan I have here. You can use a glass dish, use a regular metal pan, but as long as it's able to take the entire distance of this bag. So the boiling bag is heat resistant, okay? So this type of material right here is heat resistant. It's not like a regular plastic sandwich bag, because if you put that in the oven, it would burn. This is heat resistant. And people have been cooking with this for a long time. I remember my mother back in the 70s, she was cooking with these type bags. So that bag also comes with a tie on it to keep it closed at the top, and that's also heat resistant, not regular plastic. So what we want to do is we want to put that in the pan. Expand it out as much as we can. Put that down in the pan. See, it fits the diameter of the pan, and I'm going to close that off and put that down in the pan so it doesn't burn. So that's just fine. We got that wide open. Now what we want to do is we want to go ahead and combine those ingredients. And I have a large pan here that I want to go ahead and put, we can go ahead and add in that vegetable oil. We can add into that the seasoning and the salt, orange juice, and last but never least is the barbecue sauce. So like I said, a little bit of tang. You want some tang to that. Those three things in combination, the orange juice, the seasonings, the salt. Now the oil is needed, like I said, to coat the meat and potatoes and make sure that they don't dry out. So we're going to mix that around. Mix that around real good. So you're making like a glaze. We want to get good with it, we get glaze. Alright, so that's pretty much mixed around. See that? It's pretty much mixed around already. Okay. Now, what we can do is go ahead and put the potatoes in and then put those in a bag. What we're going to do first is I'm going to go ahead. You have your choice. If you like baked potatoes whole, you can leave these potatoes whole. Or you can dice them if you want more seasoning on them. So you might would have seen those in restaurants where the potatoes are diced. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to dice those into fours. The only reason you see I have the gloves on is because I have the seasoning in the bag and the oil. And so in case there's some hot seasonings in there. But you don't really need those. A lot of times I cook with them. Sometimes you see me cook them without. Alright, so this ingredients total is enough to last for a family of about 3 people or 4. You can do it for 1 day. Family of 2, couple days. You yourself, 3 to 4 days. You can always freeze stuff and come back and get it later. Alright, so we go ahead and start putting those down in the bowl. I'm going to cut the last amount here. Those little yellow baby gold potatoes, it's nothing like them. The smaller they are, the less tough. Now this makes them even less tough. But one thing is for sure. If we just put those potatoes in that bag is like a microwave oven. So if we set the oven, which is right now at 350 degrees, that bag will be even hotter than that temperature. So it's going to go ahead and soften up everything in there. So even if that meat has muscle to it, or sinew, whatever you want to call it, it is going to be soft when you get it. Soft. If it was on the bone, it will fall right off the bone. Alright, so we get those in the bowl, we turn it around a little bit. Make sure that they're coated. You can see there, see how I got them coated? Alright, so that's real good. Now we take those, and I want to line those around the sides of the bag. Start at the back, push it all the way to the back. I want the meat in the middle, I don't want the potatoes on the side. Now when you do oven dishes like this is the only time you can put the meat and potatoes together. They cook about the same time. So I've got about 2 pounds of that pork lean shoulder cut there, and about a little bit the same equivalent of potatoes. So this recipe, you could have also added carrots in there, you could add broccoli, you could throw everything in this bag and it will cook at the same time. So what I get right here is, like I said, I put it around the sides, and in the middle I left that open. Okay, so we won't get rid of that just yet. Now what we want to do is we want to put that meat in there, but not like that. You want that meat coated, right? Alright, so we go ahead and coat the meat the same way. Dip off any excess. Put that right down in the middle. Okay? I got 3 pieces here. Same way, get it coated. That's going to taste good. Now, we're going to cook this about 2.5 hours. Okay? 2.5 hours. That stuff will be soft as butter. Oh God, it's going to be good. But the way this is easy, like say you had your family coming over, you know, you got your girl coming over, your mom, your brother, the uncle everybody hates, the sister everybody loathes, say those people coming over. It's better than Domino's. You blow those people out of water. They didn't think you could do that. One time a woman said that she didn't think men could cook. And I asked her, I said, if he couldn't cook, was he starving when you first found the guy? All men cook. They have to for themselves. That's why it shows on this channel. Okay, so now that we got that, it's in the pan. Meat is in the middle. The potatoes are around the sides there. We go ahead and take that one strap, and we'll gather the bag up. They have an automatic hole on one side of the bag, on one side of the tie, and then you just push the one leading end into the hole, or as the military we said, you mate the male portion of that strap with the female portion of that strap. Alright, and then you snug it real tight. You're not trying to break it, you're just trying to close it. Okay, so now we want to make sure that bag is in there. Not that it's, you don't want that. You don't want that hanging over the side like that, because it won't burn, but it will get dark and it may get dry. So you want that to hang, tuck it down under there. Okay, so like I said, we got the meat in the center, potatoes around the side. Now, before we put that in the oven at 350 degrees, we want to make a few steam holes to let the steam escape, because this bag is going to swell. So you have like a little mini convection oven working in the oven. So without stabbing yourself, just make maybe like 6 little holes in that bag with enough space between them. Now we can take that, we can put it in the oven for about 2.5 hours. About 30 minutes in, if I think it's kind of hot, I'll lower the temperature to 300. And what you can do, you can take your phone and you can set the time on it, or it's such a modern day, you can say, Alexa, give me a timer for 2.5 hours.
2 hours and 30 minutes, starting now.
Starting now, right? Okay, so we take that, we put it down in the center of the oven in the middle rack. So we want that in the middle rack, right in the center. We got it set. We're going to let that go ahead and go for those 2.5 hours. And when we come back, I'll show you just how soft the meat is and those potatoes. And I wish you were here to smell it. We'll see you back in about 2.5 hours.
You're watching M&N, the Men's Channel.
Hey, and we're back. So, our time's up, and we'll turn and ask, Alexa, stop timer.
2 hour and 30 minute timer canceled.
Pretty good. Now we're going to take it out of the oven, and we're going to use oven mitts. This is a very good pair. These are heat resistant when just the traditional mitts won't do. Alright, so we'll take that oven. The oven bag should be nice and fluffy. You see it's fluffy now, but it's deflating. So what we're going to do is we put that on that plate because it's hot. Okay, we get rid of the mitts. We're going to pair that this afternoon with a strawberry drink. It's a soda. So, what I want to do with this bag is you want to cut them open. Now, be cautious that there's steam inside of these bags. So you just grab it in the middle, give it a cut, let the steam escape. Okay, and then you can assist yourself with like a fork like this one. And what you want to do is you want to cut down the middle of that bag so you can go ahead and assess the meat. Alrighty, that stuff looks good too. So what I want to do, I need some meat out of that, and I'm going to get some potatoes out of that. So we'll take one of those big parts of the lean pork, sure to just pull it out of there, and that meat should be just like butter. And then what we'll do is take some of those potatoes out of there. There's one there. Take a couple more. Now that bag is going to hold that liquid in there. It's not going anywhere. Boy, those are so soft. So I took 3 of them out there. 3 is good for now. When we turn the cameras off, I'm going to eat the rest of that. You can bet on that. Alright, so what we can do also, we take some of those juices and pour some of those juices over that. That's good. Okay. Go ahead and move that to the side very carefully, because if not, you will have a permanent tattoo. And I'll go ahead, actually, be a little more cautious. Move the entire plate to the side. You can never go back from getting burnt. Alright, so take the meat, and so you guys can see how it turned out. Nice, right? Alright, so we go ahead and give her a cut. Now look, it's so easy. You can just pull it apart with a fork. You really don't even need a knife, but you would have never attained that if you had simply done that. Let's say like if you fried it on a stove, or you just put it in an oven without the bag. Here's always to you guys, and that should be nice and hot. Mmm. Beautiful. Mmm. Mmm. You want a potato? Mmm. So hot. You taste all seasons. The citrus and orange juice help to soften the meat, give it a flavor. The barbecue sauce, so good. When the potatoes, we actually got the skin on the potato. Because inside of this bag, you can go ahead and leave the skin on, eat the skin whole. So good. Okay. Here's the lean cut, pork shoulder cut of the meat. Those baby yellow potatoes. In the oven bag, 350 degrees. We did it for 2.5 hours. You set your timer, walk away, forget about it. And you come back. You take it out of the bag. Look at that meat. Have some in-laws over, your friends over, your girlfriend over. It really does not matter. Once you have somebody over something like that, oh God, that's good. So until we see you again next time on A Man's Kitchen, you guys have a great day. Go out there and get yourself something to eat. And stay away from fast food. We'll see you again next time. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good.